Notice that Gertrude does not see the ghost in this scene. Hamlet is the only one who actually sees the ghost. And Hamlet is still talking to Gertrude when he says a king of shreds and patches about Claudius. And then we see that M dash again, right? And he's terrified. He jumps back, he starts, he turns pale, and he says, "Save me and hover over me with your wings, you heavenly guards." He's talking to the angels to protect him. "What would your gracious figure?" And Gertrude, alas, he's mad, right? He's crazy. He's talking to the air. She doesn't see the ghost. She just sees Hamlet talking to nothing. And she now believes that Hamlet has completely lost his mind. Look at this. Hamlet says, "Do you not come to your tardy son to chide? Are you here to scold me for taking so long to get revenge? That lapsed in time and passion lets go by the important acting of your dread command. I've taken too long to do what you've told me to do." Right? "Oh, say," and the ghost answers him. Now the audience hears the ghost. Gertrude does not. The ghost says, "Do not forget. This visitation is but to whet thy almost blunted purpose. I'm here to sharpen your dulled purpose," right? You haven't done anything, and I'm here to remind you. "But look, amazement on thy mother sits. She's terrified. Oh, step between her and her fighting soul. Conceit in weakest bodies, strongest works. Speak to her, Hamlet." The ghost tells Hamlet, "Help your mother. Look, she's terrified right now. Speak to her." Hamlet says, "How is it with you, lady?" He doesn't take his eyes off the ghost, but he asks her, "How are you, Mom?" And she says, "Alas, how is it with you? That you do bend your eye on vacancy, you look at the empty air, and with the incorporeal air do hold discourse." The bodiless incorporeal air, the bodiless air hold discourse. You're having a conversation with nothing. "Forth at your eyes your spirits widely peep, and as the sleeping soldiers in the alarm, your bedded hair, like life and excrements, start up and stand on end." Your hair is standing up on end. "O gentle sun, upon the heat and flame of thy distemper," right, your madness, "sprinkle cool patience. Whereon do you look? What are you looking at?" And Hamlet points on him. On him. "Look you, how pale he glares. His form and cause conjoined, preaching to stones, would make them gapeable." Just his very presence looking at rocks would make them able to speak. "Do not look upon me, lest with this piteous action you convert my stern effects. Then what have I to do will want true color. Tears perchance for blood." Notice he's going back and forth between them. And Gertrude, "To whom do you speak this? Who are you talking to?" Hamlet, "Do you see nothing there?" The Queen, "Nothing at all, yet all that is I see. I see everything, but nothing's there." "Nor did you nothing hear?" You didn't hear the ghost? "No, nothing but ourselves." Hamlet, "Why, look you there. Look how it steals away." The ghost is leaving. "My father in his habit as he lived. Look where he goes even now out at the portal." And the ghost exits the door. The Queen, "This is the very coinage of your brain. You're imagining this. This bodiless creation, ecstasy, is very cunning in. You're imagining this whole thing." Hamlet, "Ecstasy? Imagination? My pulses yours doth temperately keep time and makes his healthful music. It is not madness that I have uttered. I'm not crazy. Bring me to the test, and I the matter will reword, which madness would gamble from. Mother, for love of grace, lay not that flattering unction to your soul, that not your trespass, but my madness speaks." He turns back to her. "Don't think for 1 second. Don't try to twist this so that I'm crazy here and that will help your conscience. You are guilty," right? He turns back to his mother. "You're the guilty one here. I'm not being crazy. Don't try to excuse your guilt by blaming my madness." Okay? "It will but skin and film the ulcerous place, whilst rank corruption mining all within infects unseen. Confess yourself to heaven," he says. "Repent what's past. Avoid what is to come. And do not spread the compost on the weeds to make them ranker. Don't make this any worse. Forgive me this my virtue, for in the fatness of these pursy times, virtue itself of vice must pardon beg. Yea, curb and woo for leave to do him good." And the Queen, "O Hamlet, thou hast cleft my heart in twain. You've broken my heart in two," right? Hamlet, "Oh, throw away the worser part of it. Throw away the worst part of your heart, and live the purer with the other half. Good night. But go not to my uncle's bed, he says. Do not go to my uncle's bed. Assume a virtue if thou hast not. Pretend to be virtuous if you're really not. Okay? That monster, custom, or habit, who all sense doth eat of habits devil, is angel yet in this, that to the use of actions fair and good, he likewise gives a frock or livery that aptly is put on. Our habit allows us to pretend, right? Refrain tonight, stay away from my uncle tonight, and that shall lend a kind of easiness to the next abstinence, the next more easy. For use almost can change the stamp of nature, and either the devil or throw him out with wondrous potency. Once more good night, and when you are desirous to be blessed, I'll blessing beg of you. For this same Lord, he points to Polonius, I do repent. I am sorry that I killed Polonius. But heaven hath pleased it so to punish me with this, and this with me, that I must be their scourge and minister, that I have to do these evil actions. I've been kind of cursed with this now in my life, right? He does feel bad for killing Polonius, but he tells Gertrude, stay away from Claudius. If you stay away from him tonight, it'll make it easier to stay away from him tomorrow night, and the more you practice the staying away from him, the easier it'll get. Okay, well and good, but what's he going to do about getting his revenge? Is he still bent on this? Let's finish up his speech here. I will bestow him. I will hide his body, basically, and will answer well the death I gave him. I'm going to have to be punished for this. I'm going to have to pay for killing Polonius. He knows that. So again, good night. I must be cruel only to be kind. If you've ever heard that expression or the song, cruel to be kind, that's where it comes from. I must be cruel to be kind. I have to be mean to you so that you can see what you've done, so that you can do the right thing. This bad begins and worse remains behind. One word more, good lady. The queen, what shall I do? Not this by no means that I bid you do. Whatever you do, don't let the bloat king, that fat king Claudius, tempt you again to his bed. Don't let him pinch wanton on your cheek, call you his mouse, and let him for a pair of reachy kisses or paddling in your neck with his damned fingers make you to ravel all this matter out, that I essentially am not in madness but mad in craft. Don't tell Claudius that I'm not really crazy, I'm just pretending to be crazy. 'Twere good you let him know. For who that's but a queen, fair, sober, wise, would from a paddock, from a bat, a gib, such dear concernings hide? Who would do so? No, in despite of sense and secrecy, unpeg the basket on the house's top, let the birds fly, and the famous ape, to try conclusions in the basket creep, and break your own neck down. It will do you more harm than good if you tell Polonius, or if you tell Claudius what I'm up to. Don't tell Claudius that I'm just pretending to be crazy. Queen, be thou assured, I promise, if words be made of breath and breath of life, I have no life to breathe what thou hast said to me. There's no way I could say everything that you've said to me. Hamlet, I must to England. You know that? You know I'm going to England? And she says, alack, I had forgot. 'Tis so concluded on. Hamlet says, there's letters sealed. Claudius has created these letters. And my two schoolfellows, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, whom I will trust as adders fanged, they bear the mandate. An adder is a snake, okay? So I will trust them as fanged snakes, okay? They must sweep my way and marshal me to knavery. They think they're going to trick me to going into England with them. Let it work. Fine, I'll go with them. For 'tis the sport to have the engineer hoist with his own petard. That's another very famous expression from this play, all right? And it shall go hard, but I will delve 1 yard below their minds and blow them at the moon. I will dig beneath the trap they are laying, and I will make them suffer for what they're doing. Okay? Oh, 'tis most sweet when in one line two crafts directly meet. This man shall set me packing. He's talking about Polonius. I've got to take care of this, he says. I'll lug the guts into the neighbor room. Mother, good night indeed. This counselor is now most still, most secret, and most grave. There are a lot of puns on that. Who was in life a foolish prating knave. Come, sir, to draw toward an end with you. Good night, mother. And he exits dragging Polonius with him. That's the end of Act 3. Okay, so now Polonius is dead. Hamlet is the murderer of Polonius. And he knows that Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are going to bring him to England. He knows that they've got a trap basically set for them. He doesn't know what that trap is, but he's going to manipulate them somehow so that he can get his revenge on them for their part in spying. Things don't look good for anyone now. All right, please finish your Act 3 study guide and consider, where do you think this is going? What's going to happen next? Okay, and I will see you again when we discuss Act 4. Bye.